Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham Reka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and who rule well. Peace and citations unto the Akim that are spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading his word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Kotas Up Zion from the GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushai with another lesson, with another video. And Lord willing, this video is edifying. In this video, I want to go into the restoration and the flood. Let's start off with Isaiah 49, entitled, let me start with verse 8, but it's entitled, Salvation Reaches to the End of the Earth. And in my Bible, it's entitled from the 8th verse, let me see, until the end. It's entitled The Restoration of Israel. So, thus the title of this lesson. Isaiah 49 verse 8. Thus said Yahweh, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in a day of salvation have I helped thee, and I will preserve thee and give thee for a covenant of the people to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritages. So yeah, man, the first thing that pops in my mind when I read this is that the Most High, He has heard us, and He is going to preserve the nation of Israel. How? Through the covenant that He made. And that is, let me see, let's jump to, of course, the covenant that starts off with this. Psalms 50 verse 5, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the covenant is a contract. Let me see. Bear with me for a second. You also have this, Psalms 105. Psalms 105 verse 8. He had remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. You see? So the Most High, He made a covenant with His saints, which saint, the word saint comes from the word Santa, which means to be holy, So we are set apart. How? Through this covenant that the Most High made with Abraham, an oath with Isaac, and He established it and confirmed it by Jacob and Israel, you see? So the Most High is not going to let that covenant be broken. And how is He not going to let that covenant be broken? Isaiah 1, verse 9. Except Yahweh, power of hosts, had left us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. So the Most High, He left a very small remnant, and this time that through that remnant, the whole nation of Israel can be saved, can be restored, you see? Because if you go into that word remnant, let's go into that. Isaiah 1, verse 9. remnant, which is Sharayat. Sharayat, in the outline of biblical usage, says survivor. So there should be a very small portion of survivors on this side that is going to make it into the kingdom of heaven, that's going to survive all the wickedness and all the impurities and everything that's going to be the beast system, the mark of the beast, all those things. You're going to have a small portion that's going to survive that. A remnant is a remainder, a very small remainder. If you go into the root word, it says sharat, to escape. And the outline of biblical usage says to escape, to survive, to remain. You see? So through the remnant, the covenant is going to be kept. So let's go back to Isaiah 49, verse 8. To cause to inherit the desolate heritages. And what is that speaking about? That's speaking about the land of Israel, because that's now a desolation, man. That place, it was so beautiful, If you follow the ways the Most High had made for that land, then it would flourish. But the heathens are inhabiting that land right now. This is Zechariah 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. And that bastard is Amalek, because Ashdod is a place in Israel. It's a haven in Israel. So that bastard that is living there, he's corrupting the place. He's making that place unfruitful. You see, because the biggest gay parade is there in Tel Aviv, man. You see? Maybe I should name it Pride. You see? Okay, this is in Dutch. Tel Aviv is the biggest LGBT parade in Israel as in the continent of Asia. You see? So Amalek, which is the chief tribe of Esau, the so-called white man, he's that bastard that is dwelling in that place, in the land of Israel. You see? Verse 9, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, go forth to them that are in darkness, show yourselves, they shall feed in the ways, and their pastures shall be in all high places. And that's what we're doing right now. The ones that have this light, the ones that are not in darkness, the teachers, the prophets of the Most High, they are standing in the high places. You see, feeding the lambs, feeding the sheep. Because what did Yahweh Shai say? If you love me, feed my lambs. This is John 21, verse 16. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. Verse 17, he said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep. So this is a very direct and important message that Yahushua left for Simon Peter, which was the head apostle, So that's the very most important thing, the utmost important thing that you can do in this truth is feeding the sheep, giving them pasture, because the pasture, the truth is likened unto pasture. You see? We are feeding the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Verse 10, and this is going to be in the restoration. Verse 10, they shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them, for he that hath mercy on them shall lead them, even by the springs of water shall he guide them. So this is going to be the restoration of the nation of Israel. You see, by the springs of water he shall guide them, which the water, the truth is also likened unto water. You see? So that's how we are going to water this place. That's how we are going to water the desolate places. Which, if you go into that word Zion, which is in the Hebrew, Tazayawan, that means a parched place, a dry. And if you go into that word parched, it is dry, very dry. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the prophets are going to be able to water that dry place, which is the nation of Israel. You see, just like it says in the verse above, you know, we are going to feed them with pasture, but we also are going to water that dry place. Verse 11, and I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways shall be exalted. So the mountains that represents the elect, the ruling governing body, ruling governing class that is going to be established in the kingdom of heaven. But now they are already busy. They are already at work. You see, they're already making a way. And the highway is a way to salvation. You see, ultimately Yahweh Shai is that highway. So all the places that these prophets, the servants of prophets, are scattered, they are going to have a way to escape. That's why it says salvation reached to the end of the earth. That way, the highway, that is the way of salvation. You see? So let me go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 47. Now let me go to Isaiah first, because we were speaking about the water. Isaiah 41. Verse 17. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, Yahweh, will hear them. I, the power of Israel, will not forsake them. See, so the Most High, he's hearing the poor and needy, which the poor and needy are the blacks, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the nation of Israel. You see, and they are looking for truth. They are looking for salvation. They are looking for why are they in this predicament that they're in. So the Most High is hearing them, and he's not forsaking them. Verse 18, I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. And that's exactly where the servants, the prophets, are. The servants, the prophets, are in the highways. So that's where the stream of rivers is being established. The servants, the prophets, they're standing in the valleys, which the main valley is America. You see, the valley of the shadow of death. That's where the Most High is bringing forth that fountain. And this also comes to mind. I believe it's Jeremiah 2. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 2, verse 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters. So that refers to the Most High. The Most High is that fountain of living waters. So everything that issues out of him is life. Because the scripture says that the Most High, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, is the God of the living, not the God of the dead, the power of the living. So everything that he utters, it brings forth life, you see? And hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. And those are these other philosophies, these so-called other gods of these other nations. You see? So we forsook the Most High, the fountain of living waters, and we went to these other nations, their so-called gods, which they are no gods. You see? So going back, Isaiah 41, verse 18, I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, which is the wilderness that represents also the place that the elect is at, that the elect men would be teaching. The wilderness represents the elect, and the dry land, springs of water, and also the dry land, also synonymous with the elect. You see what I just said? Zion, Tazaya 1, that means parched place, dry place. You see? So those are the men that are standing in the high places, that are standing in the valleys. Those are the men that are teaching this word and this truth. So going to let me jump to Isaiah 43. Verse 19. And let me read until 21. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. And that's speaking about now. That's speaking about this way to salvation that is being made manifest in the wilderness. You see? And the wilderness is an analogy of, it's synonymous with the elect. The elect, they are leading that way. They are making that way. They are paving that way through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, of course. And rivers in the desert. And the rivers is speaking about this truth. And the desert is also synonymous with the elect. So if you follow this river, if you follow this path, the scriptures, if you follow the way to salvation, then you're going to make it. Verse 20, the beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. You see? The chosen of the Most High, which is the elect, and also the innumerable multitude, the 144,000 and the innumerable multitude and the 1/3, those are the chosen of the Most High. Those are predestined to make it. You see? So that's why this way is being paved. That's why the rivers are gushing in this desert. Verse 21, this people have I formed for myself. They shall show forth my praise. And that's what we're doing. Day in, day out, week in, week out. We are praising the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai until he established the kingdom here upon earth. Like the scripture says, give him no rest. You see? So let me close it off with the flood. This is Ezekiel 47, verse 1, entitled Water from the Temple. Let me see what it says here. Here in my Bible, it's entitled The River from the Temple. Verse 1, afterward he brought me again unto the door of the house, and behold, the water issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward. For the forefront of the house stood toward the east, and the waters came down from under, from the right side of the house and the south side of the altar. Then brought he me out of the way of the gate northward, and led me about the way without unto the other gate by the way that looketh eastward. And behold, there ran out waters on the right side. And when the man that had the line in his hand went forth eastward, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. The waters were to the ankles. After he measured 1,000, and threw me, and Salakia, and brought me through the waters were to the knees. Again he measured 1,000, and brought me through, the waters were to the loins. So, as you see, the waters were increasing, first at the ankles, then at the knees, and then at the loins. So the water represents this truth, how the truth is over flooding this world. You see, over flooding the internet. You see. This is 2 Ezra 6, verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish, because now is the time that people are waking up and seeing that they have been misled. You know, that no white Jesus is going to help you. No. Yahweh Shai, who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus, is a so-called dark-skinned man that is going to come and save his people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, that call back onto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that praise the Most High's name, that confess his name, that have faith in him. So as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. You see? And we're living in that acceptable year. We're living in that appointed time, that time period where the truth is over flooding this world. That's the flood. You see? The internet is being flooded with truth. The internet is being flooded with the epistles, the modern day epistles of the servants, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, because if you read the letters, the epistles of the Apostle Paul and of Mark, Luke, you know, and Matthew and Peter and James, those are all letters. And these recordings that we're doing, these are all modern day epistles, and we are sending them out in the world. We are sending them out to the nation of Israel that is scattered across the four corners of the earth. You see, not only people here in Holland can see this video, see or hear this epistle. Everybody all over the earth, you see, can learn from this, can be edified by this. So the truth, it shall be declared in the four corners of the earth. And like it says in Matthew 24, this gospel of the kingdom has to be roughly paraphrasing, has to be published across the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. You see? So going back, Ezekiel 47, verse 5. Afterward he measured 1,000, and it was a river that I could not pass over, for the waters were risen, waters to swim in, a river that could not be passed over. And he said unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen this? Then he brought me and caused me to return to the brink of the river. Now, when I had returned, behold, at the bank of the river were very many trees on the one side and on the other, which these trees also represent the teachers. You see, you have this truth that is being flooded on the internet, flooded across the world, and then you have new trees popping up, which are the teachers. Verse 8. Then said he unto me, these waters issue out toward the east country and go down into the desert. So that east country is Jerusalem. That's where the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai resides. So that's where this truth is coming from. And it went down into the desert. And the desert is that low land. According to Ezekiel 37, that's America. And that's where the chosen of the Most High would awake first, you see? And go into the sea, which being brought forth into the sea, the waters shall be healed. So yeah, man, this is speaking about this time period that we're living in right now. You know, the truth is overflooding the world. This truth, the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High. You see? Let me see real quick. Let me finish it off with this if I can find it. Gone. So this is Luke 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So ultimately, the truth is going to come out, and we are living in that time period that the roles are changing. There's a paradigm shift happening right before your eyes. The people of the Most High are waking up, and these damn heathen nations, the Gentiles, they are going to be put in their rightful place, which is underneath our foot. You see? So yeah, man, Yahweh Tazah, this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekak Wadash, Shalom Akim.